As you know, I love my vintage primes and teaming them up with the Fuji X series gear, but there's something that I think I should show you. It's time to show some love for the zooms out there, and here's one that we're going to take a closer look at. This is the Tokina RMC 70-210 f4, and I think it's fair to say that if you see Tokina RMC, it's worth looking into. I can't remember if it was a charity shop or an eBay special, but I think it's worth throwing on the body and taking a look at some samples. What do you reckon? As always, everything's going to be shot wide open, and I think, to be fair, we'll shoot at 70 and 210. Now, of course, there's a 1.5 crop on that. I'm using a K&F Pentax K mount adapter for this particular lens, dumb adapter, so it's gonna be that crop factor, and we're gonna lose a bit of light, but whatever. We're gonna have a bit of fun with this cheap thing and see if that nice bit of battle worn edge really says something about the quality of this thing. I know what I mean. You know, it's been through the wars, and maybe that means it was worth something way back in the film days. And as we know, with our Fuji X Bodies, there's no harm in having a play with the legacy out there. But is this one really worth looking at? Well, I hope so, otherwise, you know, this will be a bit of a waste of time. Right, off out to have a little bit of a crack with this thing, as always, on my day-to-day stuff, just to see what we can squeeze out of this. I mean, it's not a light bit of gear, and push-pull, this could be fun. Not the easiest lens to work with, but a nice little run out, a nice little bit of therapy, and considering the price that I paid, I think $8.99, yeah, turned out to be quite a bargain. As you can imagine, not a particularly forgiving experience. You've really got to be on the money to nail that shot. Focus, especially at the longer distances without stabilization, very tricky indeed. So as you probably noticed, a lot of the shots, a lot of the keepers were in pretty bright sunlight. But remember, super cheap. We're not comparing this to any of the higher end lenses or even mid-range, or probably what we'd call the budget ones. You know, like the Fuji 50-230 would in many aspects blow it out the water, but whole different budget. Not the point. It was fun to use the zoom range, and I'm a big fan of the longer focal distances, although I was quite a geek for ultra wide. But yeah, it just gets you there, and it's nice, it is good. It's not a mind-blowing lens by any stretch of the imagination, but I had some feedback from some people that I shot a few pictures for while I was out and about, and they were really happy. Not exactly, you know, people that are complete geeks about lenses and stuff, but you know, they've got good eye, they know what they're looking at, and yeah, it was fine. This isn't one for the pixel peepers, it isn't one for the science buds, for the utter, you know, this is one for the cheapskates. No, really, this is one that just makes you slow right down as a good vintage lens should. And not a waste of money, but you do have to be very careful in certain situations. Not sure I'm a huge fan of the push and pull on this one. I imagine there are better examples out there, and I'm going to keep looking at the RMC lenses to see what gem I can find. I think there's a wide lens that's really good, but it's definitely not $8.99. But you never know what we'll find out there. That's what it's all about. Let us know if you found any super bargains out there. Don't put anything in that you got for free or anything that you spent loads of money for, but utter bargains that turned out to be just beautiful. You know, sometimes we don't want to be laying down hundreds of pounds for something just to have a bit of fun with, and these vintage lenses coupled with the Fuji X Bodies, absolute treat. You barely have to pay anything to have a good workout, especially if you're a new photographer and you just need to slow yourself right down, get completely manual. These are definitely worth looking at. I'll leave a link below to the adapter that I use. I mean, the lens, go to eBay, go to your local charity shops, go to house clearance places, even friends, older friends perhaps, that have got stuff just lying around that they've never touched. Get out there, get digging, get hunting, and make sure you subscribe, leave a comment below. The conversation is right down there. That's what this is all about, sharing ideas. So I'll see you below.